What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I've got another new release showcase for you today. I'm going to be unboxing some brand new Blu-ray box sets, starting with this box right here from Imprint Films. It's a big old box with two box sets inside. These are collections of films that Imprint has just put out. So let me throw this on the floor and we will get these opened up. And we'll go ahead and get started with this one because this is volume 2 of a collection that they just started. Just last month, I think, I just received the volume 1 of Tales of the Wild West, which has 5 films in the set, including The Tin Star, which is a great Western. These are all Western films, of course. And then we've already got, here it is, volume 2, Tales of the Wild West Collection 2 with 5 more films. And we'll go ahead and get this opened up and I'll show you all of the films inside. So here we go. I've got it out of the shrink wrap. This is what the box itself looks like. This is the front. I'll go ahead and list all the names here at the bottom in a second, but there's the spine. There is the back. And then there's the other spine with all the spine numbers at the bottom and the titles listed. Set that down for a second and we will check out the little card here that comes glued to the back of it. The second volume of Tales of the Wild West features 5 more classic westerns full of fantastic shootouts, cow wrangling, and stories of revenge, available in a limited edition 5-disc hardbox. So all the films are right there, and they do look to have at least a few special features on each disc. So we'll go ahead and break that down in just a second. Let me open up the top of the case and we'll take a look inside. Of course, their box sets are always massive because they give each film its own case inside. So we've got all 5 right there, all 5 different spine numbers across the bottom and all 5 films. And we will go ahead and show you each film in the set. Let me get these out of the way here. And we'll go ahead and start with the first one here, spine number 582, which is 5 Card Stud, which is a film that I'm somewhat familiar with because it has a Vinegar Syndrome release right here. There it is, starring Dean Martin and Robert Mitchum, but we are here to look at the Imprint release. A card cheat was hung, then all hell broke loose. And at the top, of course, again, starring Dean Martin and Robert Mitchum, the Hellfire Gambler and the Gunfire Preacher. Is Robert Mitchum playing a preacher again? That's amazing. He, of course, famously plays a not-so-great preacher in Night of the Hunter, which I watched for the first time recently last year and thoroughly enjoyed. It's a great film. He's terrifying in that. And then on the back, we've got the special features and a little bit of a write-up here. It says, after the men responsible for the murder of a high-stakes card game player go unpunished, someone decides to take justice into their own hands and takes care of them one by one. And that's kind of what I've heard about this film, is it's kind of like a pseudo slasher film. Like he's going around and picking them off one by one. We've got an audio commentary here with film historians. We've got a video essay. We've got a radio spot and a press book image gallery on the disc, not in here. Next up, we've got Will Penny starring Charlton Heston at spine number 583. And there's the disc inside. And on the back, we've got a few special features and a little write-up here. The brute in every man was also in him, and the love and the violence. So very well-rounded guy, this Will Penny. Left for dead by a gang of outlaws, an aging cowboy is saved by a beautiful married woman. Now he's faced with 2 problems, falling in love with another man's wife and the outlaw gang coming back to finish the job. Wow, Will Penny's got a lot of problems going on. Audio commentary, again, by the film historian Daniel Kremer, Remembering Will Penny featurette and the Cowboys of Will Penny featurette. So kind of the same deal right there, 2 featurettes and an audio commentary. Next up, we've got Something Big, spine number 584. I'm not gonna keep saying the spine numbers, you can tell. They just go in order and I'm going in order. So this also stars Dean Martin and Brian Keith. And this one looks like it's more of a comedy. More lighthearted with this one. Sooner or later, Baker will find the right girl, and when he does, he'll swap her for a machine gun and do something big. Okay, so we got a guy trying to get out and do some. Speaking of something big, look at that cover right there. What is going on there? That is scandalous. Everybody wants to do something big once in his life. It's just that most people don't have to hold up a stagecoach, steal a girl, and swap her for a gun to do it. Well, that kind of spoils the whole premise right there. We've got the films of Andy McLaglen, video essay, and then we've got another Trailers from Hell feature on something big. We got 2 more here in this set. Like I said, 5 films. We will jump to The Revengers, which has a really cool poster. He bought 6 men out of hell, and they brought it with them. These are The Revengers. And there we go. There's the disc inside with the same artwork. And the back with William Holden and the West, a video essay. And that is all, just an image gallery on that one. So just one special feature for The Revengers. And then we've got Posse for our last film right here, which has a nice poster on the front. Every day above ground is a good day. We have a U.S. Marshal and his posse are on the hunt for an infamous train robber. His posse soon learn just how far the U.S. Marshal will go and just what their limit is. And we have one video essay on here called A Tinkling Twang, the Western Soundscapes of Maurice Jarre. And there is the disc inside. So that is our last film to round out the set. All 5 Westerns. The only one I've heard of is 5 Card Stud, and I think that one is at least like a little bit of a hidden gem itself. I didn't hear people talk about that one until the Vinegar Syndrome release came out. So there is a bunch of new Westerns for me to discover. Let me know if you've seen any of those in the comments section, and I will talk to you down there as always. Always appreciate your insight. I have been in a huge Western mood right now. Eureka just put out a Western box set that I picked up. I have been watching through the Bud Bedecker Western set from Indicator that came out a while ago. We also just got the Magnificent 7 box set from Imprint, and then we also had the Dollars trilogy, just got re-released from Arrow Video. So Westerns are huge right now, especially box sets. So I have more than enough Westerns to dive into to keep me busy for a while. So let me know which one do you think I should start with from this set. And then we'll jump to another collection, another Tales collection from Imprint Films. They've been doing these for a while now. We're all the way up to number 10. This is Tales of Adventure Collection 10, and we are going back to the Arabian Nights for 5 films in this set. Let's get this one opened up as well. I believe the first or second collection from this series was also like an Arabian Nights style box set. They've gone all over the place. They've done different kinds of adventure sets for a while now, but now we're going back to the Arabian Nights. We've got a magic carpet right up here in the corner. We got Ali Baba right here with his sword on his horse, and 4 films listed across the bottom. There's actually 5 films in this set because one of them is like a bonus film on one of the discs, so we'll talk about that. But let's go ahead and take a look at this box set. We will check out the artwork first. There is the spine right there, Tales of Adventure Collection 10. There's the back. And then we've got the other side, which lists the films and the spine numbers across the bottom. And then again, there's a better look at that cover with all the films listed down there. Let's go ahead and pull the card in and see what it says here for us. Enjoy 5 tales of magical adventure across the Arabian desert in this 4-disc set on high definition Blu-ray. And there are the posters for the 4 films. We'll get a closer look here in just a second as I open the box set. Again, each film gets its own case, like I just mentioned. There they are. There's the spines right there, 578 to 581. And we'll start right here with spine number 578, the Magic Carpet in Super Cinecolor. I've not heard of Cinecolor. I've heard of a lot of different Technicolor style films, but I've never heard of Cinecolor, so that's interesting. I'd like to see what that looks like. Starring Lucille Ball, of all people, right here. There she is on the front, Lucille Ball and John Agar. There's the film inside, single disc, of course, with the same artwork as the front. And then on the back, we have just one bonus feature on this. It's kind of a bare bones release. A World of Wonders, A Land of Love, The Magic Carpet. Doesn't really tell us anything about the film. When his parents are overthrown by a tyrant, a young boy vows revenge together with a handful of friends. In a magic flying carpet, he must face the usurper and claim his throne. So a pretty standard revenge story for a little magic carpet adventure. And then this is the disc that includes the bonus features. So we have a second film included on this disc, 1001 Arabian Nights from 1959. Not sure why they only included that as a special feature on this disc and it didn't get its own spine number. Maybe it's not that well regarded. Maybe it's not restored very well. I'm not sure. I'm just spitballing. Don't take my word for it. But it is included on this disc and you can watch it. But there it is, the first disc in the set. Magic Carpet and 1001 Arabian Nights, 2 films in that set, starring Lucille Ball. Let me know if you have seen that one. I have no idea. I have not heard of any of the films in this box set, which is usually the case with these Tales of Adventures. They are always a surprise because I'm not super familiar with this period, though I do like adventure movies from this period. And this one, I've heard of this one before at least. This is Sudan, starring Maria Montez and John Hall. They did several films in this style together. I have a collection of their films. I think it's 3 films from Kino Lorber back there on the shelf. But this is one of their films that they did together. They also did a film that stars Sabu, which is one of my favorite actors of all time. He is not in this one, sadly. But it says, where adventure lives and romance rules. This one's clearly a romance. I think all the ones that Maria Montez and John Hall did together are probably romance films. They were like leads that worked together quite a bit. We have an audio commentary by Serial at Midnight host Heath Holland. That's really cool. I love Heath Holland. I love Serial at Midnight. I watch his channel regularly, and I did not know he was on this. I know he had done a previous commentary on one of the Tales of Adventure sets before, so that's really cool. I am happy for him that he is on this. And then we've also got a video essay from Josh Nelson on the film. And then we have 2 more sets here. This one is Salome, starring Rita Hayworth. This is the one I'm most excited about, also starring Stuart Granger. This, I think, is more of like a biblical epic, passion and pageantry unparalleled in all the pages of Love and Evil, Salome. And it's Rita Hayworth who plays her. She is also featured on the back of the box right here. Give you a closer look at the artwork there. And there are no special features on this one, unfortunately, so I will go ahead and read the description. After her banishment from Rome, Jewish princess Salome returns to her Roman-ruled native land of Galilee, where prophet John the Baptist preaches against Salome's parents, King Herod and Queen Herodias. So there we go. She is playing Salome, who dances for King Herod and gets John the Baptist's head cut off, if you know the story. Sorry to spoil it if you didn't, but yeah, this is not going to end well for John the Baptist right here. But no special features on that one, unfortunately. And then the last film in the set is, of course, from Arabian Nights, The Sword of Ali Baba. Not sure why we sneaked a little Roman adventure in there. It doesn't even really seem like an adventure film. It kind of just seems like a romance, but I'll take it, I'm interested. But here we have The Sword of Ali Baba, and it says, thrill with Ali Baba and his 40 thieves on the back, so at least you know you're getting your 40 thieves, which you would expect. Escaping from the Mongolian conquest of his city, a young boy is adopted by a group of bandits. As a grown man, together with his 40 thieves, he decides to return to his city for revenge. Lots of revenge going on. That seems to be the theme of this set. And then the only special feature is an audio commentary with a film critic, Gary Girani. And that is a new feature film commentary from 2026. There's your 4 films in the Tales of Adventure Collection 10 box set from Imprint. They are cranking those out way too fast for me to keep up with. I have a few of them here and there, but I do not have anywhere near all of them. Let me know if you have all of them in the comments, because that is quite the feat, because they have been cranking these things out in just the last couple of years. We're already on number 10. This one sounds pretty fun. I don't know what the films are like inside, but the concept of the box set sounds fun. I love those kind of fantasy adventure films. I've been in a mood for those kind of films lately because I have been enjoying some with my kids recently. We've watched through the 3 Sinbad films, the Sinbad trilogy. We've watched the Thief of Baghdad film from 1940. They've really been enjoying those, and I've been having a great time showing them to them. I don't know if any of these are going to be appropriate for children. It doesn't seem like it, but I am happy that they are getting releases on Blu-ray. Hopefully some of those films are worth checking out. Next up, we have a package that just arrived today, and I'm so happy that this got here in time for me to record it in this video. This is another collection of films from ClassicFlix. They have been doing a great job recently putting out collections of classic, like golden age animation, black and white animation from the early days, like 1920s, 30s, 40s. This is a Fleischer Studios collection. This is Fleischer Cartoons Volume 1. I remember when this was announced not too long ago, I actually made a post on my channel because I really wanted people to be aware of this, because I really want to support ClassicFlix as they are continuing to bring back to life, to restore some of these old classic animated shorts from back in the day. I love this kind of stuff. This is another thing that I watch with my kids all the time. They really enjoy going through, especially Fleischer, but there's a lot of other studios. Like, they just did a Famous Studios release, and I should go ahead and show you those too, just to give you a preview. So they did a Famous Studios called the Champion Collection recently. And then, of course, the first one they did was the Aesop's Fables. These are in partnership with Cartoon Logic, who has been doing the restorations on these, and they look amazing. Highly recommend you check these out if you have any interest in animation, or if you just want to support saving these films, because not a lot of people are keeping up with them. And I like that ClassicFlix has kind of taken on the challenge and has been putting these out. We've got beautiful artwork here on the front featuring most of the characters that we're going to be diving into, including Betty Boop, of course, right there in the center, and Koko the Clown, one of my family's favorites. Fleischer Cartoons Greatest Hits Volume 1. Fingers crossed we get many, many volumes of this in the future, so everybody go support them and pick this up so we can get more of that. Here is the disc inside, and you also get listed all of the cartoons right here, right behind on the disc art. And there is a little description with like the date that it first aired, and I believe the special features are on here as well. They usually like to do commentaries on all of the releases. I haven't had a chance to put this one in the player yet. Like I said, I just opened this up right before I started recording, so I'm very excited to dive into this, show these to my kids, or watch them with my kids. I know that we probably have some of these already in some of our Thunderbean collections and the Betty Boop collections from Olive Films, but you can see quickly right there on the bottom, it includes all of these films from 1930, starting with Barnacle Bill, all the way to Swing You Sinners. And I can see right here, goes along perfectly with our last thing we talked about, Popeye the Sailor meets Alibaba's 40 Thieves from 1937. That is one of the full color animated Popeye shorts that we got, along with Sinbad the Sailor. And what's the third one? I can't remember the third one right now. I think it's Aladdin. Is it Aladdin? I think it's just Aladdin. They were all that kind of same Arabian Nights theme. And then we've got a bunch of animated shorts in between there, including Coco at the Circus, which was also included on Flicker Alley's release of He Who Gets Slapped, which is one of my favorite silent movies of all time. Highly recommend Flicker Alley too. I haven't worked with Flicker Alley in a while. I need to reach back out to them because they've been putting out some really cool releases. But this is ClassicFlix, another one of my favorite labels. And I've been burying the lead because I haven't even mentioned the thing I'm most excited about this release. I may be the only one, but I am irrationally excited about the inclusion of one short on this list from 1936, and it is called Christmas Comes But Once a Year. It is a Christmas short. It is the greatest Christmas short of all time. It is my personal favorite Christmas short. I have not gone a Christmas in my life without watching this short. Absolutely love this short. It's on YouTube, but I'm sure this is gonna look much better. I'm excited to see it restored and in HD. The short takes place around Christmas time, and it's about an orphanage, and you can tell it's Fleischer Studios because it looks exactly like the orphanage from Strong to the Finish, which is the famous Popeye short where Olive has the orphanage and she's trying to get all the orphans to eat the spinach and they won't do it, and then Popeye comes in and eats the spinach and like beats up the bowl, and then they all eat their spinach. Great short, one of our favorite Popeye shorts, and some of the orphans in that are, the character models are reused in Christmas Comes But Once a Year. It's a beautiful short. I love it. I had it on VHS as a kid as a part of like a 3 cartoon animated collection on VHS, and one of those was another Fleischer short of the original Rudolph cartoon, which came out before the song even came out. It was based on the poem. Check out that Fleischer Studios Rudolph because it's interesting to see like what it was like before the song got really big and changed what Rudolph would be after that. Anyway, I'm getting off track. Christmas Comes But Once a Year. One of my personal favorite just pieces of cinema ever. Have to watch it every year. Have to show it to the kids every year. It's great. And I can't believe that I have it in HD, restored in 4K, I should say. I didn't even say that. I keep burying the leads, but these are restored in 4K. They are on a Blu-ray disc, but they're restored in 4K, largely from original studio negatives. Come 20 cartoons from legendary animation pioneer Max Fleischer in Fleischer Cartoons Greatest Hits Volume 1. Go to the website, check it out. I'm just rambling at this point, but I'm very passionate about keeping these animated cartoons alive and not being lost to time. And then the bonus features real quick include audio commentaries from a round table of Fleischer experts, and their names are all listed right there on the back. You can check it out on the website. but they usually do a great job with their commentaries. They usually do them on every single cartoon, so I'm assuming it's the case with this one as well. But there you go, guys. That is the Fleischer Collection Volume 1. And something else I noticed as I was looking at these together on the shelf, the first two Cartoon Logic releases from ClassicFlix were listed as spine number 1 and 2, CL 1 and 2, so Cartoon Logic 1 and 2. This one, though, still says Cartoon Logic on the spine, so I'm assuming they were involved in the restorations, but it's listed as CF 48, so it's ClassicFlix spine number 48. So that's a part of the ClassicFlix boutique label proper. These two are Cartoon Logic releases. I'm not sure where they're going to go with that in the future, if the rest are going to be ClassicFlix spine numbers or if they're going to go back and forth and some of them will be Cartoon Logics. Not a big deal, but that's just something I noticed as I was going through that. But we have 3 collections of animated features from ClassicFlix so far. Very excited that they're getting into that whole realm. None of the other boutique labels are doing that, so I hope they continue with that mission moving forward. And then lastly here, we have a couple films that I received from Deaf Crocodile. Another one of my favorite boutique labels. Always a surprise what's coming from them. I never know what I'm gonna get. They also do a lot of animation, not shorts, not like from that traditional golden age period, but a lot of international animation, feature-length international animation. It looks like that's the case here with spine number 56 right there, but we're gonna start with spine number 55, Black Rabbit, White Rabbit, which has some beautiful artwork here on the front. Let me see if I can get the, there we go, comes right off. I'll get the shrink wrap off and we can take a look. Small thing here, but I love that Deaf Crocodile doesn't glue their J-cards to the films. There's no chance of it getting stuck on there and damaging it. It just slides right off. And we've got a list of special features and of course a little write-up on the film. And this one is a very recent release. This just came out last year in 2025. It is the latest film from Iranian master Shahram Mokri, who has gotten films released in the past from Deaf Crocodile. He has a whole collection of 3 of his films. And this is another mysterious M.C. Escher-like meditation on reality and illusion, doubles and doppelgangers, and uncanny synchronicities involving stories within stories set during production of a film by a director named Shahram, already blurring the lines between film and reality. And there are a list of special features right there, including a new audio commentary and a couple video essays at the top, like Deaf Crocodile likes to do. Let's go ahead and get this opened up. Let me show you the artwork first. Black Rabbit, White Rabbit. Really like the artwork on this one. And there's the back. I don't know if you can see it, but this is kind of a matte with the rabbits back here. And then this is like a super glossy texture that goes underneath to the bottom. And oh, there you go. You can kind of see it a little bit if I turn it. And then inside, of course, like always, we have the booklet right there, which we'll get to in just a second. And the case inside, just like ClassicFlix, Deaf Crocodile uses the Scanevo cases, just like Criterion does and Radiance. There's the original poster right there on the front and the same text blurb on the back. There's the disc. And we have a booklet here so we can get a little bit of visuals to see what it's like. You got 3 essays in this one. And then I'll flip through this quickly so you can get a little sense of the visual style of this one. Looks very dramatic with the lighting and some silhouettes. That is an amazing shot of a landscape with a creepy rabbit at the top up there. So we've got real rabbits, we've got fake rabbits, we've got all kinds of rabbits in this. All the rabbits you could ever want. Oh, look at that. Wow. Okay, this looks really interesting. And I'm going to check this one out as soon as I can. I still need to check out the first 3 films by that director. That's one of the spine numbers that I haven't checked out yet from Deaf Crocodile. Because again, these boutique labels are cranking these out faster than I can keep up with. But this is Black Rabbit, White Rabbit, a modern release, brand new film. Now let's get into the second release that came out at the same time. And I have no idea what this one is, but the artwork on the front looks bonkers. And I don't even know if this is an animated film or not. It might not be. It might just be a live action film. Again, the card just slides right off. I'll put that down there. Let's get that trash out of there. And we'll take a look at the card underneath, Legend of the Sacred Stone from 2000. So another pretty recent release, but this looks like another international release. If you've ever dreamed of seeing a wuxia martial arts epic filled with occult secrets and black magic spells, incredibly choreographed sword fights with spinning, flying, leaping combatants, hidden tombs, lakes of fire, the eternal battle between darkness and light, but told entirely with puppets, then the wait is over. I did not expect that last part. The Legend of the Sacred Stone is based on the tremendously popular Taiwanese TV show Pili, launched in 1984, that uses traditional Chinese glove puppetry to tell amazing, elaborate wuxia stories packed with non-stop action and swordplay. Well, I gotta get this opened up so I can see the booklet and get some shots of this, because that sounds absolutely bonkers. Legend of the Sacred Stone right there on the front. There is the spine, little green ghoul up there at the top, and then some more green ghouls on the back. Look at that. That looks awesome. All right, let's see what we got inside the case. First, we'll take a look at the case. Legend of this. Oh, they are. Whoa! This is crazy. This is nuts. I did not get that. Did you get that was puppets from the cover? I didn't realize that. That could have gone either way. Was not expecting puppets, but that's amazing. Let's see, 100 minutes, lots of bonus features on this one too. We've got a new video interview with the director. We've got new audio commentary by the puppeteer and filmmaker Ben Wolf-Page. We've got another featurette right here, a video essay, 2 original trailers for the feature, and then we've got a short 5-minute featurette right there. So pretty decent amount of special features on that one. I gotta get this book opened up and see what these puppets look like. Let's see what we got here. Legend of the Sacred Stone again 3 different essays about the film right there. Hopefully those are interesting. I usually get a kick out of their essays from Deaf Crocodile. And there we go, there's the puppets. We're getting right into it. Is the whole thing puppets? No humans. This is just 100% puppets. Look at that. It's like Galadriel puppet. We got more intense lighting and smoke effects. This reminds me kind of the Chinese Ghost Story trilogy, although that wasn't puppets, but the visual style of it is a little similar with these dramatic lighting and smoke effects. This is crazy. Okay, this is jumping up to the top of the watch list. I was not expecting puppets. I need to I need to get into this. This looks amazing. And this came out in 2000. Wow. I don't know if stop motion it doesn't seem like stop motion is involved at all. They're just actually like classic puppetry, just moving the puppets around. This is amazing. So there you have it, the 2 newest releases from Deaf Crocodile, 2 wildly different films, but both sound very interesting to me. So there we go, we've got 5 new releases that we covered in this video from Imprint Films, Deaf Crocodile, ClassicFlix. Check out the websites for all of these. I will put links in the description for all of these films if you do want to pick up any of these for yourself. It doesn't support the channel, there's no reward system or anything, but it does support these boutique labels, and I want to support them as much as I can, so I'm going to do that for you guys. And of course, I did receive these as review copies, and I'm very thankful to these boutique labels for doing that. Really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed the unboxing and the deep dive into these releases. Let me know in the comments which ones you're most excited about, and I will be back again with more new release showcases in the future. But until then, keep collecting.